G'day crew. I told you I'd show you how to do a full service on one of these reels. This is a Penn Fathom 2 and you need to have it off the rod to do this. And I'll just show you this. You need to have a good screwdriver. See the scallop on that screwdriver, how that blade comes down parallel at the end? Now that's an expensive screwdriver. Normally the blades just ground flat and come down to a point. This sort of screwdriver is used by jewelers and gunsmiths. You need this sort of screwdriver so you don't damage the head on your screws. You can take a chance with one of the others if you like, but if you've got stuff that you want to protect the head on the screws, I really do recommend paying the extra for one of these good screwdrivers. Okay, on the pen there's 4 screws around there, and then you have to turn it over, and on the inside there's 2 more screws to undo. Okay, and the other thing you've got to take off is the drag lever. Now undo the knob that tightens the drag. Whoops, try not to drop it. And then take these pieces out, one at a time. There's another piece in here. Okay, that washer in there is separate, but I'm going to leave it sitting there so that I know which way it goes back. Once we've got that off, we should be able to just gently wriggle that and open it up like that. Oops, daisy. Okay, we lost that camera. Must be out of battery. Where's the other one? There. Okay. And what we do then, I've got a little artist brush, one with the stiff bristles, and I've got marine grease. I use this grease for the boat and motor, trailer, wheel bearings, all that sort of stuff. And I also use it for the reels. I don't see the point in buying special grease just for the reels. I mean, marine grease is marine grease as far as I'm concerned. I don't see that paying extra for a tiny little bit of grease that's got a real manufacturer's brand on it is any better than this grease that you get. What's this, Penrite grease? Let's turn that around. You can see that the grease is a bit old in here. It's not that bad that I'm going to clean it out first. I think it's still alright. I'm just adding a little bit more to it, fresh grease. If it was really gummed up, I'd get something in there like some tips or something and clean it out, but I don't think it's necessary this time. Maybe the next service in another 12 months might need to be done. But for now, that's all I'm going to do. Just put a little bit of grease on those gears and give it a bit of a turn, work that around and put it back together. Drag washer in there looks all right. You can, if you want, get a dry, clean artist brush and just wick over it. I'm told that stands the fibres up again and refreshes the drag washer. But the drag's been working just fine, so I'm going to leave well enough alone for now. Just sit this back on here. and get the screws in it. Just note that these screws here have washers on them, little plastic washers. You can probably hopefully see them there. All 4 of these front screws have those on it. Now, when you're putting anything, when I'm putting anything like this together, I just nip the screws down so that they're just in and not tight. So I go around and tighten them like you would a wheel on a car. Opposite screws, and pull it down nice and straight. So no tightening at all, just nip down and then come back and tighten them later. Now, let's grab a smaller screwdriver for these here, because the blade on that one's just a little bit too wide to get into these nicely. Okay, that's snug down. Now, snug that one down, then across diagonally to that one. Go to this one, and diagonally over to that one. Probably doesn't matter all that much, so I just like to do it that way to make sure everything's pulled down neatly. Alright. There's a notches there that have to match into the notches down in that lower piece. That's got that. Now, do that up a bit. Alright, what's gone wrong? I had that too far down. That's what went wrong. Where are we? That's it. Now we put him on. Nope, missed it still. Thought I had that done up. Not sitting properly, is it? Not sitting properly. No, it's got him. Right, now get that on. Oops, like that. Lever's not moving, so I've got him in the wrong position somehow. Okay, that's got it. Now once you've done all that, you have to reset your drag, of course, because you've lost all those settings. And then it's just a matter of putting it back onto the rod. And I'll give that rod a little bit of a clean up, a little bit of corrosion happening there. So now that I've got it off, I'll give that a bit of a clean up. It's again once a year job. Put my screwdriver back together. And that's basically all there is to it. You do that once a year. Once the drag starts to feel a little bit loose and you have trouble getting the drag tension on it, then it's time to replace the drag washers, which is basically what we just did. And at that point I'd pull the whole thing apart and give everything a good clean and grease. But for now, that's all we need to do. Until next time, good fishing.